Trip After Party on the Power Trip Podcast Network.
And here we are.
Oh, sorry.
It's 9 a.m. It's the 15th of May, and it's the After Party Podcast. And here we go.
Hi, Hogs.
Hi.
How are you, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
Parish leave?
I don't know.
I don't know where he went. I know AJ just left.
AJ had to leave, yeah, right.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Know what the hell is going on.
Sauce has had like the weirdest 2 months of initials ever. Like the last 2 or 3 months, you get off to big starts and for whatever reason can't close. And I know we just talked about this a week ago on this very podcast, but it's getting super weird that it's just you're like second place almost every week. It's crazy. You're almost guaranteed to be second.
Yeah. I mean, I thought for a while, I don't know why. Because I try not to, because what used to happen, and obviously it's happening that I finish in second all the time, is that I get off to like a decent lead. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to coast to victory here. And then I kind of, I don't know, but I tried this is the hardest I've tried, and I still couldn't do it.
It was a hell of a tie.
The finish him, that fucked me, because I didn't put it all together, but yeah. Still.
So, by the way, watching it, because I obviously clearly had to do some research. That's how these things work. Watching the story of how that came to be is kind of crazy. So they're in this giant, video game complex, and there's a giant pinball portion of the company's process. I think it's like one of the floors is all pinball machines. So this guy Steve is like a master pinball designer. That's what he's doing. But downstairs, Midway's making all these, NBA Jam, and they're doing all these crazy stand-up arcades, and they wanted to find a way to like make the end of Mortal Kombat their kind of signature moment, right before the fatality. And there's I don't know, something's missing. So Pinball Guy says, "Hey, you do the voices for all these pinball machines." He's like, he plays the bad guy in a whole bunch of pinball machines.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Why don't you try it?" So he's like, "Finish him," and they're like, "Yes." Yes, that is the guy.
Perfect.
So it was like a first take, like absolutely, you're the guy. You're going to be the voice of Mortal Kombat forever. So
and I bet he's made a killing.
And he's just like this old dude that likes pinball machines, but he's got a sweet ass voice.
What's his name?
Steve Ritchie. And I guess he's that voice for dozens of pinball machines. He's like the bad guy that you're supposed to try to defeat in themed pinball machines.
Oh, finish him.
Oh my God, he's not even a professional.
No, he's just a dude.
Just a dude?
Just a dude with a sweet voice that liked pinball.
Nice.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
He's such
That's a good
cool
way to be.
voice.
Yeah, that is
Finish
sweet.
him.
That's not bad, Zach. Practice.
Yeah.
I'll keep it up.
Yeah, do that.
Finish on him.
Okay, Zach.
No,
Yuck.
whatever you want, I guess, but
Yeah, sure.
different video game.
I don't even know if it's a video game yet.
Yeah. Nintendo's Paper Mario: The Origami King is a video game coming out July 17th.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Paper Mario: The Origami King.
It's Paper Mario's pretty fun. It's a sneaky fun game.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's already existed before?
Multiple Paper Marios have existed in the past. Yeah, this is just the newest one.
What the hell do you do?
Yeah.
It is.
Do you fold stuff?
No, it's Mario. It just doesn't look like Mario, if that makes sense. It's just
Obviously,
it's a side scroller.
Yeah.
It just has slightly different graphics.
Hockey,
but it's been fun.
If somebody came to you and said, "I'm going to give you $10,000, but you have to find me your Nintendo Switch in 2 hours," could you do it?
Yeah. It's got to be in the house somewhere. Yeah.
Could you find it in 10 minutes?
No. I mean, I'd have to get really lucky for that.
Yeah.
I don't even really know what floor it's on.
Could it be back in Seattle?
No. No, I'm pretty sure it's in the house. I'm pretty sure.
Could it have been thrown away?
Possibly, but I know where the charger is. So that's it's halfway there. Like when I find the sumbitch, I'll charge it like a bastard. Bill Murray was on Ellen yesterday. Mm-hmm. It was a complete train wreck, by the way. I mean, I know everybody's doing their best with, talking from home and stuff like that, but they talked over top of each other, then there was too much dead air, and then it was this, and, Bill Murray's funny, but he was doing his best. But the thing that I took away from it was they talked about Ghostbusters ... Afterlife, the new Ghostbusters movie. Mm-hmm. And Bill Murray mentions that the only two people not in it obviously are the guy who shrunk his kids.
Rick Moranis
and Harold Ramis. Isn't in it, and Harold Ramis isn't in it as well. But he does make an appearance, so they have to use him as a ghost, right?
Yeah.
He has to be the
ghost.
ghost.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
And what? I mean, I'm going to fucking heave cry.
Yeah. Yeah,
what a
you
great
will.
moment that could possibly be if they walk into a place and there's Harold Ramis standing
There's
there.
Spengler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That
will
would be
sob.
great. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it'd be a good moment,
Then
right?
you'll get ectoplasm everywhere.
And that trailer looks
Probably.
exactly like Stranger Things, which is not a bad thing. It just looks like Stranger
Yeah.
Things with a feature film.
Hmm.
But I hope they don't botch it because I didn't see the Ghostbuster remake with the girls. That looked awful. And everybody said it sucked.
Yeah, Hockey and I literally gave the same review.
yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
You accidentally stole
Yeah.
every one of
Yeah.
his takes.
Yeah.
I just listened to him too much.
Snowpiercer. The television show comes out on TNT at 8 o'clock on Sunday.
Can't believe they're doing that.
Have you seen the movie? Did you see the movie?
Never saw it, no.
It's I so many people liked it. Again, it's one of the few things that everybody liked that I didn't really dig. I don't get it. I mean, you're everything left to humanity is on a train, and it just keeps driving around, and it's in a blizzard like the Ice Age. I can't even explain it. It sounds ridiculous, and I did a pretty good job of explaining it. It's just pretty goddamn ridiculous. But they're making a TV show out of it because people loved it. I don't know. Zach, you didn't see it?
I did not know.
Huh. All right.
Didn't
Sounds
Mr. Z love it?
I think so.
Yeah. He raved about it.
Apparently, there's a new trend on TikTok called milking cucumbers.
Jesus. Yuck.
Lucky.
Who's doing it? Are there any two people you know that are really good at it?
So what you do is you cut the end off the cucumber, so you circumcise it essentially, and then you start rubbing it in a circular motion against the area. I'm sorry, you start rubbing a circular motion against the area of the cucumber you just cut it from. Okay. Mm-hmm. As you do that, white stuff starts coming out of the edges of the cucumber, and then you brush off that stuff and eat the cucumber, and it tastes better.
That's
I mean, a bit more
the
salty.
fuck are we
how
doing?
horny are fucking people.
They're bored as shit too.
They're bored
Yeah.
as shit. Yeah.
And who was the first person that thought about how? I mean, why would you think that that's a good idea? Where you're like, I'm gonna rub this sumbitch right here, till all the white stuff comes out.
Probably some sidekick on a morning show.
Yeah, probably. Police in Augusta, Georgia, got a call from a Taco Bell last Friday night around 11:45. Apparently, a woman had gone through the drive-thru and for some reason threw her bodily waste at the people working behind the counter.
God, your dad's applying there.
She actually, he's applying at the Taco Bell,
Yeah.
hoping that she'll come back through.
Yep.
That seems like
He's not taking any pay either.
He's working for
He's
free,
working for
hoping
free,
that
yeah,
she comes back
just to
through.
get human
Interesting.
waste on him.
Well, cops are still trying to track her down. Maybe she'll come back through. So what she did is she filled a squirt bottle with her pee-pee,
Honey.
and she sprayed the employees with that, and then she threw the poo-poo at them. The restaurant.
I don't understand going home and loading up with a squirt bottle. So you're like, I need to project the pee
Yeah.
with something. I'm going to get a squirt gun, or in this case, a squirt bottle.
Yeah.
But then getting lazy and just throwing shit with your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Wouldn't you get a slingshot, a catapult, some kind of a lacrosse stick? Wouldn't you do something to fling it further? Just go all in. If you're going to shoot piss out of a squirt bottle,
Yeah.
shoot
you better
piss.
have a shit launcher.
Yeah.
It's not
get
your
a,
hand.
Get a shit rocket.
And again, if the punishment is to throw shit and piss on people, then don't get it all over your own hand.
Yeah.
What are you doing,
Yeah.
man? Wash your goddamn hands.
Yeah, wash
It's
your
a coronavirus. Wash your hands.
Wash your fucking hands.
Gross me out with your shit and your piss.
God, normally the waste comes the other way through a drive-through window at Taco Bell.
Let's see if anybody cares about any of these birthdays. Emmett Smith is 51 today. Ray Lewis is 45.
Still free.
Yeah. Jamie Lynn Sigler is 39. She was Meadow Soprano.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dan Patrick is 64. I used to like listen to him. I haven't done that for a long time.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. George Brett's 67. Chaz Palminteri was on The Usual Suspects. He's 68.
Great character on Modern Family, too, by the way.
Who is that?
You'd recognize him. He was the main... well, you haven't seen Usual Suspects, right?
I've seen parts of it, yeah.
Chaz, you would recognize his face. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Never like a huge star, though, right? Just one
Is
of
he
those
the guy at the end of Usual Suspects?
Yeah, he's the detective.
Yeah, then I know who that is, yeah.
Kuyan.
Let's see what else. I don't see much else going on, to be honest with you. I used all my good stuff today. I got nothing left for you sons of bitches. What are you going to do on your little vacation days?
I don't know. I liked what you said, Hawk. I might Sunday afternoon just drive until I get tired of driving and
drive into a bridge.
Yeah, drive into a bridge.
Or your
yeah.
car runs out of
Or
electricity.
my car runs
Yeah,
out of
that's true,
electricity,
right?
which, yeah.
You get stuck in the boundary waters.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'd get that
Anybody
far.
have a charger?
Yeah, anybody got a Tesla charger in the boundary waters? Yeah,
The
I don't
Iron
know.
Range is like, what is a
Who?
Tesla?
Huh? What is that?
How far can you go on a charge?
About 300 miles.
Yeah.
Fuck, just enough to get to Toma.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, even
Perfect.
a Tesla knows.
Yeah, it's the
you
middle
can
of
only
and
get
I'm
to
sure
Toma.
I would bet Toma has Tesla chargers.
It almost has to.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
bet they do.
epicenter of all
Yeah,
travel.
right.
Yeah, it has
It's a
to.
geographical oddity. 2
Yeah.
weeks from everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it has to. Bob Saget's 64 on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Good for him.
It's a filthy dude, man.
That
You
guy's
would have
funny as
never
hell.
guessed it from Full House. Doesn't he have a wife that's like 30 years younger?
Yeah, didn't he? I thought he just got married or just had a kid, one of those things.
Yeah, by the way, dude, I wasn't kidding on the show. Justin Willman's wife.
Yeah, I looked her up.
Holy bleep. It's good to be a magician, apparently. Yikes.
I don't know who that is.
You should
Oh,
look-
the guy on that show we were just
Yeah, the
talking about,
magic
right?
guy. Dude,
Yeah,
you got to
yeah.
look up his wife. She's,
Yeah.
I mean, my guess is he doesn't look like a tall, well, I've seen him in person. He's on stage, but he didn't look very tall. He's got to be like, I don't know, 5'7", 5'8". His wife probably 5'2", but just a smoke show.
Good for her. Good for him.
Yeah, good for both of them.
Yeah.
On
It's good
Sunday,
to be hot.
Sunday would have been the birthday of Bill Paxton, and didn't live long enough. 55 to 2017. What's that?
It's already been 3 years?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Listen
he's
to the
60
movies,
something.
and this is just a few of the movies he was in. Man, Terminator.
Yeah.
The first one, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Weird Science. Aliens. True Lies. Great film.
He's great in that.
Apollo 13.
Great.
He's
movie.
great in that.
Twister.
You
love that. I do
yeah.
love that movie. I
Yeah,
don't care. I
yeah.
know it's bad. I love it.
Great movie.
Titanic. Tombstone.
Oh, he is in Titanic.
Yeah. He's the
guy
main
leading
guy.
the
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
And Edge of Tomorrow. And that's just a few of the movies he was in. That sumbitch was in a lot of great
He's great
movies,
in Tombstone.
man. He's great in Tombstone. He's Chet in Weird Science. They turned him into a pile of shit.
I wonder about a guy like that who is mostly the third or fourth or fifth most important actor in the
Yeah,
movie, right?
right.
Unless like Twister, he was one of like the main two, but
Sure.
most of those movies you just named, he was not
Third
the fifth,
lead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
the third or fourth
Yeah,
or fifth
sure.
lead. What's a guy like that when he dies? What's he worth?
Oh, I bet good money. I bet he made a lot of good money in the 90s.
But
When-
like for example, Twister,
Michael?
right?
Yeah.
Twister, when that came out in '96, what is he making? $2 million a movie?
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4 to be the lead. But if Bill Paxton says no, the studio goes, well, then we'll find somebody else, right? You're not like a huge draw. We just think you're a good actor. You know, if you're Jim Carrey and you can ask for $20 million to do The Mask or whatever, that's different, right? If you're Bill Paxton, I think you got to pretty much take what you can get. Otherwise, they'll just say that's great. We'll find somebody else.
When he died, he had a net worth, according to this, of $40 million.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Good for him.
That's a damn good amount.
He's so
Which
good in Apollo 13.
That might be one of those. Yeah, you're making $1 to $4 million a movie, right? Maybe something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
yeah.
I wonder if somebody can look this up. What's the most Bill Paxton was ever made or had ever been paid for a film? My guess is Twister is his most profitable film because he was the lead.
Yeah, right.
Right, the movies in the 80s that you mentioned, he was either an ancillary character or it's not like he got paid a ton for Weird Science. He was still new, right? So even when he was the lead in the 80s, that doesn't count.
Sure.
Edge of Tomorrow, he's not even close because Tom Cruise got all of the money. That was the Tom Cruise movie, right?
Yeah. Is
He
that
got all the money there.
is that any
That's a good
good?
movie. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, he lives the same day over and over and over again. Yeah, it was good.
Titanic, he was an absolute afterthought, right? He's
Yeah, he's
not
in
even
it for
close to.
He's in it for like 15 minutes.
on both
if
sides.
That. Yeah.
So Twister, maybe he gets $5 million.
I wonder.
Maybe?
I can't find it
I bet
anywhere.
the royalties on that are
Yeah,
pretty,
no, that's
pretty
probably
good.
how he made the
'cause-
money. Is over the course of time he gets
'Cause that's on
mailbox
all the
money
time.
Yeah,
On,
we got cows.
Listen to this. In February 2017, Paxton stated in an interview with Mark Maron that he had a damaged heart valve, which resulted in rheumatic fever in his youth. Paxton underwent open heart surgery to repair the damaged heart valve and his aorta on February 14th in 2017. 11 days later, he died. So he was just on with Mark Maron, talked about it, and then he had the surgery, and then he died.
Yikes.
That sucks, man. What a life, though. Holy balls, man. A lot of movies. in a short amount of time. But he was so good. He was
he was great.
He was
So John
easy.
Lithgow was on with Colbert last night. I don't know if it was a repeat or not.
Okay.
I was only half paying attention because I was struggling again to fall asleep. He was saying that, and this is John Lithgow, right? Again, a long-ass career, right? With a lot of movies where he's the second or third or fourth lead, but Lithgow's a really good actor.
He's so good.
And he basically says his advice to young actors is you have to find something else that you're passionate about besides acting. Because even a guy like him, he's like, most of your time as an actor is waiting around to get hired. Mm-hmm. So he's like, if you don't have painting or writing or a side business or a side project, most of your life is frustrating and waiting. Right? Because it's not like the phone's ringing off the hook for Lithgow, right?
Yeah.
Even if they like him. And I assume a guy like Paxton was the same thing. It's, yeah, we all like you, but I don't know, there's 1,000 other options. So Paxton's got to sit and wait for a project that wants him, that is the right price, it's the right vehicle. I don't know. Lithgow seemed really not down on acting, but he's just like, I don't know. And by the way, it sounds like that acting was his backup plan.
No kidding.
I don't remember if it was art or like writing or I forget what he wanted to do. It was something else, and acting was like plan B or C, and just kind of fell into it.
Man, he's been in so much as well. You know, two things about him. He's 6'4". I had no idea.
So he was Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was.
Could see eye to eye with Harry.
He's 74 years old.
Jeez.
That's a huge bitch.
But I'm sure Third Rock, wasn't it called Third Rock?
Yeah, Third Rock from the Sun.
I'm
yeah.
sure that made a killing. I'm sure he made a bunch of money. Isn't that kind of still on, like the CW or something?
Yeah,
that's got to be in some syndication.
And again, who would have thought the biggest star out of that was going to be Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Right.
Listen to some of his movies. Terms of Endearment. Holy shit.
Never saw it.
Footloose. Harry and the Hendersons.
You know, I've never seen Footloose.
Yeah.
I've only seen parts of it. I mean, I get the bit.
The soundtrack's better than the movie.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the soundtrack's A+.
What was the third one? Oh, Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Obviously, I've seen that 1,000 times.
Yeah, just great.
Especially as a kid.
Pelican Brief, Shrek, obviously.
Yeah.
Dreamgirls. Yeah, he's been in a lot. He won some awards for portraying Churchill.
Yeah, in The Crown, right?
That was really good. That's a good dude. I like that guy, man.
I haven't seen The Crown.
I think, isn't there a story
It's good,
where
I
like
think.
he went to college with a bunch of people that are famous as well, or maybe that wasn't him?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, like, I think the most famous college, like, roommate situation where they both ended up being giant names, right? And this before both of them were even remotely famous is Al Gore and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Were college roommates. One of them ends up being Tommy Lee Jones, and the other one is frickin' vice president.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's quite the roommate in college. I think they were actual roommates. I don't think it was like a dorm thing. I
Yeah.
think they were actually in the same room, if I remember right. That might be wrong, though.
That's some crazy shit.
Crazy shit.
Anyway.
You got Two-Face and the vice president.
Yeah. Two-Face and the vice president. Yeah.
Chew face?
Yeah,
Two-Face,
Two-Face.
Yeah, he lost the bottom of his jaw.
That's sad.
Yeah, don't chew, man.
Yeah,
it's bad for you.
sarcastically, he can't chew because of chew. He got lip cancer.
Can't do it, bitch.
Yeah, don't do that.
You can't do it, bitch.
That's got to be irony, if irony's even a thing. If it's not just coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
We got deep on Wednesday while you were gone with Marnie Gellner. We're talking about like the butterfly effect versus meant to be and all that kind of shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Marnie
What was her
great.
position on that?
She admitted that she knows there's no like factual basis to like meant to be. She just likes to think romantically that
Yeah, of course. Why
it's
not?
more fun to think that way. And I go, well, that's 100% accurate. There's a lot of things like that aren't true. They just work.
Right.
And so she was saying, you know, like every guy she dated, every girl that her husband dated, that they all had to go wrong at the right time to end up together. So she likes to think that it was meant to be. And I'm like, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We just look at it differently. We're saying the same thing. We just look at it differently.
Yeah, why not, right? If it makes you feel good, that's cool.
Marnie's the best.
She is the best.
She's
very
Was she
sweet.
in studio with you guys then, I guess?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, she in the story, by the way, she met her husband. We were talking about, was it Pine Bluff, Arkansas?
Pine Bluff, Arkansas,
yeah.
Somebody in the news was saying that like Pine Bluff, Arkansas is the worst place in the world. So they were it was a website, was gonna pay somebody to live there for a month. And she said she's been there. And I'm like, what brought you to Pine Bluff, Arkansas? And it was like a girls basketball
North
tournament.
Dakota.
Yeah, North Dakota.
Yeah, weren't they in like the Elite Eight or
Something like
They
that.
won the
Yeah.
national
Yeah.
championship that year.
Yeah, for like D3 or something,
Yeah.
right? So her future husband was dating the two guard on that team.
Wow.
So she met him in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. He stayed with that gal for some portion of time, and Marnie went on and did her thing. And then 2 or 3 or 4 years later, she said she couldn't remember the exact timeline. they ran into each other at a party, and she's like, I remember you. You were the guy from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow.
Good for Marnie.
That does seem pretty cool.
And he had apparently moved on from the 2-guard, who Marnie claimed was the prettiest girl on the team. It's always a good sign when you know that your future husband is capable of at least locking down the hottest gal on the basketball team.
Yeah.
Marnie's a treat.
Yep. She's badass.
Yeah, she is.
I don't care for everybody else on this show, but Marnie I really like.
Yeah, well, that's nice of you.
I
feel that on a daily basis. Yeah. I get that.
Kind of like her, too.
Yeah.
Any plans for the weekend, guys?
The weekend is finally here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to the St. Croix River.
Yeah, actually, I will be going. I think I'm going to go to this. Is that the one in Stillwater?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'll be hiking down there, I think.
What?
Good for you, doggy dog.
Yeah. That's a beautiful river down there.
It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen worse.
Is hiking a euphemism?
No. God. Well, I mean, that too.
Could
but
be.
no.
Dude, you fucking hike 9 miles?
Yeah.
Good for you,
dude.
man. Good for you.
9 miles. And you know, I wasn't up in the mountains for all of that. I mean, I walked all the way over all around that city as well, but it was awesome.
But it's a trail the whole way?
Yeah. I mean,
You
there's
never
trails.
went off-roading or anything?
No, nothing like that.
How many, trafficked, how highly trafficked is that path? Like, did you run into a lot of people?
I
Not really.
ran into maybe 8 people the entire time. There
So
was,
it was
like
hours
nobody,
by yourself.
Absolutely, and it was it was the middle of the day on a weekday, so
Right.
There weren't many people out. But you know what's crazy, and I didn't bring this up, but this guy Josh, I just started walking. There's Lake Winona's right by the campus. I was walking by Lake Winona to get over to the campus, and this car zooms into a parking spot right beside me. And I look over, and the guy goes out, and he goes, "I'm listening to you guys right now."
Yeah.
He was listening to you guys. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I'm in Winona. That's really crazy, but huge fan of. So hi, Josh. Good to see you out there.
Dude, I've had a very similar moment. It's one of the it's one of those surreal things that I'm sure super famous people go through all the time, and on a much smaller scale, some of us radio people do it. I was walking through the grocery section at Target, like this is probably a year and a half ago,
right?
And a guy had headphones in, so he was listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
And he takes off one ear and he goes, "I'm listening to you right now." He's like,
That's
"I'm tripping
crazy.
balls,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
super cool." I'm like, I didn't know what to say to him. I'm like, that's super weird because if I was listening to frickin' Silverchair at Home Goods and Daniel Johns walked in, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here,
Daniel
Frog Chop?"
Johns, and fuck, how do I know what you look like?
Right. I'd be like,
15 years later.
So yeah, the look on his face wasn't like he wasn't starstruck. It was more of like, why would he be? It's more of a, how is this happening?
Yeah.
Your voice is in my ears, and then there you are. This is trippy.
Yeah. That's happened to me a few times.
It's super cool. And again, the weirdest one ever is the one from a month ago when I was walking my dog with my kids and stuff, and then I was like, "Zero, get over here," and she stopped dead in her tracks. She goes, "Did you just call that dog Zero?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Are you Corey Coven?" I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Wow.
My dog is famous.
But yeah.
This is awesome.
I was at the driving range yesterday.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it was not. It's an actual golf place to hit balls. Okay. Point taken. But the guy in the little clubhouse was listening to Barrero. And
Who the hell is that?
Who the hell is that?
He's after PA.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 to 9, I think.
So I was like, I was
Which
getting my
station?
balls and my
K-Talk. Brilliant.
and I was like, "Hey, good choice on the station or whatever." And he goes,
Did you say it with that level of enthusiasm?
Yeah, pretty much that way. And
Yeah,
he
terrific
goes, "Oh
choice."
yeah, whatever." I go, "Yeah, he's like, "Why?" I go, "I work there, so thanks for listening." He goes, "Oh, you on your lunch break? It's 5:30 at night." What? So I'm like, "No,
Zach.
yeah."
My stories are horseshit. That story's awful.
That's pretty funny.
Come on, that's
somebody,
funny.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. That had a good line.
Are you on your lunch?
Yeah, at my lunch break from a radio station.
So, by the
5:30.
way, something I talked to Sauce about, and I was tweeting you guys last night. Something about Mary, Matt Dillon, his physical comedy in that fucking
He's
show.
great. Yeah.
He is brilliant
Yeah,
in
he
that
is.
show. I don't
Yeah.
know why he hasn't done a million comedies, man.
Yeah.
Such a great
That
movie.
stuff I sent you guys is hilarious.
It's so good.
But there's
Every
so
time.
many moments, like when he's trying to shock the dog back to life after he kills the dog.
Genius.
That's fucking
Yeah.
Carol Burnett's level physical comedy, man. That's really great. That whole show's great. It's so good.
If I went back let's say 30 years and did just best comedies that can hold up too, that weren't just awesome at
Yeah.
the time, but legitimately in 2020 are still brilliant. I mean, Something About Mary's got to be like a top 15 comedy, right?
It absolutely
It's start
is.
to finish just brilliant.
I've only seen it once or twice.
Dude, I know you hate Ben Stiller mostly. You might want
he's
to give that
growing.
one.
Sorry.
That movie's loaded with great
So
performances.
good.
You were gone, Hawk. I watched the Have a Nice Trip.
Oh yeah.
He's the best part.
He-
when he tells the story about calling his dad about how he's tripping on acid, he goes, I did that once.
Yeah.
I had a cigarette and was sick for 2 days. He goes, Dad, that's not what this is like. That was a great story.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
And the way that he did the Escape from Denimora.
Escape from Denimora was
phenomenal.
incredible.
Phenomenal.
But I mean, even if you thoroughly dislike Ben Stiller, even though he's got great moments in Something About Mary, and I think he's great.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
But Harlan Williams as the hitchhiker guy that's a serial killer is freaking right. The 7-minute abs bit is so good. The everybody peeing, like, no, we're all peeing.
Yeah.
Right when they're tripping over a bunch
I'm
of gay
peeing
dudes
too.
hooking up at a rest stop.
When the guy slams his head against the table.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
The Brett Favre bit is great. Chris Elliott is awesome in
God
Something
damn,
About
he's
Mary.
funny. The whole movie's
The
really
whole
great.
fucking bit is great. The
you
baseball
gotta,
bit.
You got to watch the unedited version.
100%.
Because, goddamn, when he gets his balls zipped into his,
We got
his
a
dick,
bleeder!
God,
That
Jesus
never
Christ,
gets
that's
old. And the look on the guy's face when he goes, okay, and a 1 and a 2, and like everybody that especially the first time you see that, everybody's on the edge of their seat going like, no, I don't want to watch this. And then, of course, just genius editing.
Yeah.
A 1, a 2, and then they cut to outside the house. We got a bleeder! So freaking
fucking
great.
brilliant, dude.
The look on Ted Stroman's face.
And when the cop looks through the window and goes, what the hell's going on in here? We got a report of a woman screaming. And the guy goes, you're looking at her.
Yeah. What a great line.
They actually show his ball sack
Above the dick.
Yeah.
How did you get it? I don't know. I just zipped it.
When she goes, when the mom, who, by the way, is super hot,
Yeah.
it's the girl from Night Court. When she goes,
Yeah, Marky Post,
Yeah,
right?
Marky Post goes, did you get the
Yeah,
and she makes the hand gesture, the balls or
the
the
Frank
shaft.
and Beans, right?
Yeah,
the Frank,
right.
And
Yeah.
Frank and Beans.
Frank and
Frank and
Beans.
And again, the most iconic thing from Something About Mary 20 plus years later is Cameron Diaz's hair gel.
Oh, I know.
Right? Every time anybody has their hair looking like that, it's somebody cracks us a hair gel joke.
The hair gel?
It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a great movie,
It's
man.
a great movie.
It really, and again, Matt Dillon, when he says that line I sent you guys, which I know is offensive as fuck.
Yep.
But the look on his face, because he
Yeah.
thinks
Yeah.
he's being Johnny Cool, like
Yeah.
I'm
doing the right thing.
damn it. And when he looks in the binoculars and sees the old woman's tits,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Jesus, that's
It's so
funny, man.
great.
God, that's good. All
What
right.
happened to him?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
Well, and
I don't
again,
know.
don't forget his. The moment of all moments is when he got to fuck Denise Richards and Nev Campbell in Wild
Yeah,
Things,
right.
right? The
Oh,
threesome
yeah.
scenes in Wild Things. Matt Dillon is the luckiest dude ever because
Yeah.
that was peak Denise
Oh,
Richards.
yeah.
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 That's when she was a 10 and a half. I'm
Yeah.
not saying she's ugly now,
No,
but she was a 10
she's
and a
a 10
half
still, yeah.
during Wild Things. That was peak Nev Campbell, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Todd
Like
Salad.
Scream era. What was the other Party of 5 era, Nev Campbell?
Oh, yeah.
Well, have a good trip, Saucy.
Thanks, bitch.
Yeah, go do some
Yeah,
ayahuasca.
go do something like that, and everybody have a great weekend. And I guess we'll see you on Monday.